to Nerdy 4, the comedy podcast where I, Amy Brown, ask fun and interesting people what they're nerdy for. Nerdy 4, Nerdy 4, Nerdy 4.
That was unrehearsed.
Yeah. Unbelievable. I'm
having a flashback. I think I sung with Amanda on an episode that came before this. So that might now be in my hard drive.
Now
but Matthew English is here.
Yes. Hello.
Matthew English is here.
I'm back.
He's back. This is so Matthew is going to pop in seasonally to give us seasonal updates on his depression.
Although, wasn't I already here for a summer episode? Is this not
No,
my
you were spring.
Was that spring?
Yes.
We're in summertime
and
now.
this is actually,
summertime.
we're at the end of summer, so this is a fall update.
When does summer end?
We have to project to the future.
When does summer end?
That's true.
August. Well, okay, depends what part of the country you live in. Brace yourselves, everyone. Hold on to your backpacks. But school starts July 30th in Decatur in Atlanta.
Yeah, I've got teachers going back next week, friends.
July 30th. What?
Yeah.
July. That's summertime. It's summertime.
It's summertime. But they're getting more. So the teachers I've talked to like it because they're getting breaks throughout the year. They're getting like a week off for fall break, a week off for spring break, which they've always got. But
I always wanted that.
That's smart.
I grew up in year-round schools.
You did?
Mm-hmm.
So the summer slip back is a thing, and it targets, unfortunately, those folks who don't have the extra cash to send their children to enhancing programs like summer math camp and science camp. And
Fucking
so
nerds.
Yeah, the nerds. And so they this is probably better for America and for everyone to have an equal chance as if the kids don't have such a long time in the summer to like forget how to read and do math.
I loved year-round school. I think we went 6 weeks on, then always got a week off. So it was like, and then there's always Christmas break. There's always a summer break that everyone's off for. But then like there were 5 teachers at my elementary school in each grade, and each teacher, there was only 4 teachers ever working at one time because there was always one teacher that was on their break.
Oh, wow.
They kind of cycled the kids through in different break schedules. Yeah.
I always thought year-round school sounded better.
Really?
Yeah, just like...
How are you going to paint your house?
You
got to take the whole summer to do it.
You still get a summer break. You still get a winter break, but it's just condensed. It's like you get 2 weeks off for winter instead of like the whole month of December into January. You know, it's just shorter. But my mom picked the schedule where it's like the way the 1 week or 2 week breaks that we got that were built in, they lined up with our summer and with our winter. So we got an extra long Christmas break, an extra long summer break.
Well, yeah.
Which was nice.
Okay. I don't know what you want to do with your summer, but in Atlanta, we just melt. That's the activity.
It's chapstick melts in my car season.
My Tesla had a black screen of death when I parked it on top of a parking garage in the sun for an hour. So I think it melted the Tesla brain.
Oh no!
The baby was left in the car. But okay, we're talking. So Matthew's here. We're gonna do an update on the fall. My mother had a medical scare, and she's fine now, but it has rocked me. I am having existential feelings of dread and loneliness, and we all have to say goodbye to each other. So every time Matthew comes on the show, I'm already in a mood, and I'm in a mood this time.
We were trying to decide if like inviting me brings bad things into your life, or if you invite me once something bad's happened in your life. And
right?
we decided it's the latter.
Yeah, because I know you're going to be a good friend to talk to and easy to make giggles with.
Yeah, you know, the one thing I'm not good at handling is like, my mom's not doing well. I hope she's okay. I'm like, well, mine died.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Could happen.
You're like, well, let me tell you. It's not great when they do die.
I know, right? But yes, you're right. But you're still here and you're functioning and you're fun.
I am.
You're on the other side of...
I'm fun.
We all have to say goodbye to people in our lives.
I like how the first thing she said was you're functioning.
Yeah.
Am I?
Yes, you are.
Someone
you
sent me
have
this
1,000
astrology
jobs.
thing that was like, it was... if you're doing well, you're not doing well. It was XY axis little grid, and it was like on one. It was one of the axes was like either you're doing bad or you're doing well, and then the other axis was you know it, you don't. Leos were firmly on the only one on the far right of the thing. It was supposed to be CoStar, the astrology app. It was like Leos are not doing well, do not know, because I am a Leo.
Oh, well, that's kind of perfect perfect though. It'd be bad. It's worse when you are actually doing well, like you have all your blessings and you're sad. Because then you just feel like a total shit. That's what I felt like today, driving my Tesla to go to the grocery store to buy drink mixers because I'm having some people over to my pool tonight, and I was like, I have every blessing in the world. I have family. I have love in my life. My mom's okay, and I still feel bad. What? Like, this doesn't make any sense. It's chemical
imbalance in your brain. That's what I use caffeine for. Cheers.
Cheers. I know I had 2 espresso shots before you came over. Pew, pew, pew. Pew, pew, pew. I know. I'm feeling
ADHD people struggle with depression too, and they also, it's a lot of stuff with like focus on like negative over that because you have ADHD.
Okay, Joel. I can't fight you and my kids with the ADHD diagnoses.
I don't know why you think that you fought it. You just haven't gone to get a diagnosis yet. That's the only fighting you're doing is resisting.
I was looking at like the test, and it looks like a lot of reading and math, and I don't want to sign up for that on purpose. It sounds like mean. It sounds like
I bet they would talk to you and you wouldn't have to take tests.
I had a psychologist that I saw for years tell me, she's like, oh, you definitely have ADHD. She was like, hands down, I don't need to test you for that.
Yeah.
My Instagram feed is riddled with ADHD.
There's a lot of
diagnoses, people
self-diagnoses. I watched a psychologist talk about actually the dangers of people TikTok self-diagnosing, because people are actually overgeneralizing a lot of ADHD symptoms, where it's like a lot of mental health disorders are like an intrusive thought syndrome, right? Like, yeah, sometimes all of us have intrusive, but like, is it preventing you from functioning in your life? Like, that's,
Right. Great. And then there's so many, like, they're like, oh, you have ADHD if you can't walk in a straight line. Oh, you have ADHD if you don't close a cabinet. Like, that's everybody I know.
If you've ever taken clothes out of the dryer and not folded them immediately, you have ADHD. Like, I'm like, no, sometimes I'm just tired. Which is also a sign of ADHD.
All right. I feel like since the phone came into existence the way it is now, my attention span has decreased markedly. I get very bored and start thinking about other things. Sometimes while I'm recording a podcast with somebody.
Yeah, that's everything. That's not just an ADHD.
No,
okay.
Yeah, we're all
the way we consume media and content right now is really
rough
people.
It's a lot. Okay. All
media
right.
and content. I wore another nerdy shirt for you.
You always are talking about your shirt, and this is, for some people, just a recording on their hearing in their ears.
That's what I'll describe it. You describe this shirt.
Okay. It's a dark black brownie, charcoal gray, French gray is actually what I have to call it, t-shirt, and it has
grazing my nipple.
It has an old-timey television set with the antenna ears on it, and it looks like a piece of furniture like it's made out of the wool, and it says Spy times Family, and it says, I can't read it. The font, it has a lady and a child and a man dressed in what's that, Spy? What is this? Why do we care?
So this is an anime show called Spy Family.
Okay.
An anime. It's the only anime show I watch because it is wholesome and adorable.
So would I like it?
You would love it.
I can only put joy into my eye holes.
Here's the problem. The American dub is terrible. I'm
Oh, is it Japanese?
It's in Japanese.
Oh, all the good anime is Japanese.
But
I said
it is one I'm firmly the anime
Spy Family.
Hardcore people are all about you have to read the subtitles. Don't ever listen to the dubbing. I'm a dub person. I'm going to listen to it in English. I don't speak Japanese. I'm so sorry. But this one, the American actors are the American voiceover actors are so bad. They are so bad.
They're reading like me trying to read something.
They
sound anecdote. No, that's one word.
So I will watch Spy Family with you, and I will read the subtitles to you.
That'd be lovely. So there's a new Shogun out.
Yes.
Shogun is a huge deal in the nerd world. And did you read the book?
No, I have not, but I know it cleaned up at the Emmys or
My
the Emmy
husband
noms.
read all the books. There was one like made in the 80s or something. It's all subtitled.
Yeah, I've heard.
And they kind of
it's a barrier to entry for people who have a hard time. Yeah. I'm a very slow reader. I have to pause sometimes things with subtitles.
You majored in English.
Yeah, but I'm still the world's slowest reader. I have to pause things, read it, hit play. I can't. Sometimes I can't keep up with I did the same thing with Squid Games. Sometimes the repartee and the conversation's going by too fast.
I can't watch that show. It's too sad.
It was very violent.
I made it through the first halfway through the first.
That is in fact the worst one.
I made it 5 minutes into Shogun, and then they said they were going to murder a baby, and I'm like, I'm out. And then my family watched it without me. It was a cute baby.
That baby
too.
deserved it.
Yeah.
You ever think about that?
Sorry.
Maybe that baby was a little
right.
bitch.
Yeah.
I didn't see the trial.
Did
so.
you?
Baby's on trial?
That's a good show. I have a question for Matthew. Did you wear an anime shirt because I told you about how she made fun of Zach?
No, that's not why I wore it, but I always look
Zach.
for something nerdy to bring to the show.
Thank you, darling. So Zach was a person we had on the podcast, and he wanted to talk about anime, and I
and wrestling.
just talked about how much of a virgin he was the whole
You
time.
fucking
Just roast. I saw him last
Zach.
night. We did a show together last night.
He's so not a virgin. He's got moves. He's dated all these ladies.
I know.
All these
He's
hot ladies.
dating tomorrow.
He's
Yeah.
still dating tomorrow.
Yeah.
They're
right?
so cute together. I just
They
love
were
it.
both there last night. I hope you two are still together. You guys are
Okay,
cute.
so all right, let's talk about divas. When I'm in the doldrums, I try to watch inspirational people who have been through real stuff and come out the other side.
Mm-hmm.
This is actually a trope I learned from watching Sex and the City because Charlotte has a miscarriage, and then she watches the biography of Elizabeth Taylor, and then she dresses up as Elizabeth Taylor basically with like big sunglasses, and goes out in the world to an important event. She's like, I'm just gonna slap some lipstick on.
Yeah.
And head on out and keep moving forward. And I think that's basically what humans have been doing throughout all of time. Do you have a diva that you like? That's like this is why like people I think like Judy Garland because she is
Yes.
a freaking survivor.
Yeah.
She's been through so much, and she just kept. I mean, she did die when she was like 50, but
Yeah. Thanks, drugs.
Yeah,
She did just power through on a ton of pills. You're right, Amy. That's how we should
she
go
got
through.
sober
That's
a
what
couple
we should-
times.
Yeah, that's our. It's
and they didn't have really good rehab back then.
No.
All of these stars from the golden era of Hollywood died in their 50s and 60s because they didn't have good rehab
No.
yet.
Well, and they were all smoking
They were
still.
smoking and they
Yeah.
didn't have statins for your heart disease. So they had heart
You're
attacks
so
and
right.
strokes.
I think
You okay? Just something in your nose?
I think so.
Oh,
It's one of my. It's a tall people phobia. Is that people are always looking up into my nose, and they can see things. I'm so
They
sorry.
can. Okay, you're fine. Okay. So, do you have a favorite diva that you listen to when you need to feel empowered and strong?
I do love listening to the music of Judy Garland. When I'm feeling down, because it's very. But not so much. No, I should find someone to model myself after.
Like
In a
some
time
people
I'm
use
down.
Jesus. I don't know.
You said that so dismissively. I love it.
I didn't mean. I was just.
You're like,
I'm
somebody
being
is Jesus.
facetious. Those people who love Jesus and have a personal relationship with them, go for it. Whatever you need to get through the day.
Yeah, honestly, whatever works for you.
Yeah, he was a kind person. Okay, so I listened to, I was driving in a rainstorm recently at night, coming home from a gig, OTP, outside the perimeter of Atlanta. It was an hour and 15-minute drive.
Gross.
I did not do well on the show. So it was one of those nights in the dark, and it's scary
And it's just like the weather
rainy.
matches your mood internally.
The weather
Love
matched
that.
my mood, and I
How
listened
cinematic.
to Be Kind Rewind on YouTube. This lady broke down Judy Garland's night at what's that famous place in New York City where
Carnegie Hall?
Night at Carnegie Hall. She broke
That
it down
album is fantastic.
song by song. Judy was doing jokes in there where she made fun of her weight because every article about her talked about her weight in the first freaking sentence. Like,
Well, she's been
finally,
on-
no longer a pig. Judy Garland's now in Buffalo. Like, it's just.
It's like finally back on the amphetamines. Judy Garland looks great. Like,
yes. Yeah,
Yeah.
she should have been a nice round girl. She was 4'11". Can you imagine
Yeah.
trying to keep weight off a 4'11" frame? It's
I didn't realize she was
impossible.
only 4'11".
she was itty bitty.
Itty bitty lady, a big, huge voice, and then her one of her manager ran off with all of her money.
Did you ever watch Elaine Stritch talk about her relationship with Judy Garland?
No, but that sounds like a nice deep dive I should do when I'm feeling
Yes,
blue.
you should. They were friends because they both were famously addicts.
Oh, Elaine Stritch was an addict? Is
With
that why
comebacks.
she was never wearing pants?
That's why she died of. Yeah, she was an alcoholic.
She was an alcoholic?
Yeah.
I thought she was
had a
this
rule-
old.
No, that's why she could never get her career all the way going. Was because she
Oh.
kept getting kicked off of shows, and that's Company was her comeback. Stephen Sondheim was like, "Yeah, I'll give you a chance."
That's nice of him.
Yeah, in the 70s. Yeah.
Oh, so I was in a theater class, and the professor said she knew a story of one of her friends going over to Stephen Sondheim's house. And
a boyfriend or a girlfriend?
It was just like a guy like trying to get a job, basically. You know, like
how you get a job
let's go
with
network at Stephen Sondheim's house.
Yeah,
and
Mark.
He went into like one of the rooms, and there was a guy tied up in there, and he was like, "You might have left somebody." Like,
whoopsies. Who among us have not?
Your 2:00 is still tied up. You might want to undo him. You know how you get real busy in the day with all of your important show business meetings?
I'm tied up with meetings.
That's where it came from.
That was great. Okay. So yeah, a diva to
who's the diva that you?
Oh, so
is it Judy Garland?
The Be Kind Rewind lady went through every one of her songs and described like what period it was from, who made it famous originally, and then how they reorchestrated it to suit Judy's style. And then if it was like, oh, they made it more ragtime, they made it more theatrical, they made like all these different things to make a different feeling come from the songs, and then. The recording, her voice is not perfect because she's older in her career, and they have to keep all of it in. So it's charming to hear a voice kind of.
Yeah, she that concert is amazing. Yeah, because even the album has some of the jokes in between, and
yes,
yeah, it's fantastic.
It's like a little bit like stand up, a little bit.
Yeah, she had stories to tell. I mean, you've been in show business. She did like something like like 20 some movies a year. Like it was crazy. This shooting schedule that MGM had her on.
Right.
She knew.
That leads me to my next subject.
Oh.
So if you don't have a diva, we'll get you a diva. Burnout. Matthew
I don't know
English,
anything about burnout.
I want you to talk about burnout
life.
because you have not posted a video of you doing stand up on your Instagram, and I didn't. I'm actually right now. I'm doing an intervention on live camera taping. He took his glasses off and he's rubbing his forehead. Are you okay?
No. I'm so busy.
You're so busy, but you're living a full life. I feel like you're happier. Or is that all an act? Oh no, he's rubbing his heart. He's rubbing his forehead with his finger very hard.
Okay, so no videos for me. However, I did post a little video. I live with my boyfriend Nicholas, and Nick. We have a doorbell camera that lets us know we're like stalking each other because we get notified anytime someone's seen on the doorbell, right? And I left out the house in the shorts I'm wearing right now. In fact, left out the house, and then I'm in the car, and I get a text that says like, "Your butt looks nice in those shorts," because he got a message from the camera that said like, "Matthew left the house," and sure enough, my butt did look amazing. And so we kind of clipped out a screenshot of that text message, and then the clip from the doorbell camera. That video, Amy.
Okay, what happened?
It's now at like 200,000 views.
Oh my gosh,
it's got more views than most of my stand-up clips. It just got shared by someone like in the last week. Like it stopped like performing, and then it just got shared again by someone with 30,000 followers. And now in the last week, it's gone up another 40,000 views or something. It's
maybe you should. Maybe you're missing your calling as a UPS delivery guy.
Honestly, me in some tight brown shorts.
Tight brown shorts. And you can like debut on everyone's Ring cam.
Yeah, that's
a stage near you, a front
just
porch
deliver
near
their
you.
package and then pose and then go and become a thing.
You strike a pose with the package, put it down, then strike a pose with it.
Yeah,
like your package with my package.
Yeah.
A bend and snap. No.
Yeah, confirm receipt. What?
Confirm receipt.
I need a fun tag for this.
My cognitive functioning.
So that's why I don't need to.
I got
post.
you legally bond.
Thank you, Joel. So, so your
I
not
don't need
comedy clip is going a bit more viral than your regular
which
clip.
is like disheartening.
Yeah, I can hear it.
It's not like the best performing clip I have. There's still stand-up clips that have done better, but no, I'm just so busy, and I don't have any interest in like going through all of my old clips and trimming them up, and I'm so tired.
You're so tired. It's hard to watch yourself too. Doing stand-up comedy, and then like, I guess I'll cut it. Like, this is the part of the joke that people might relate to and forward up to their next fans.
The wildest writer's block, which I think has to do with my burnout. You know, it's like I haven't written anything new in a long time, and I know it's affecting my bookings and my so it's hard. Burnout is hard. I work a bunch of part-time jobs to make stand-up come true.
And then you're tired.
But now I'm so tired. I'm not doing stand up. So it's.
And you're also
what are we doing?
Are you happy with your boyfriend?
Yeah, we're going on vacation. We're doing a whole thing. We're starting a podcast.
You're what? Really?
I didn't tell Amy about this.
Oh, good. So now you're bamboozling me. Let's go.
Yeah, we're starting a podcast. When is this going to come out?
Next week. We're very under the wire here.
So it's going to be a while before our podcast comes out. I don't know. Did you ever watch the sitcom, the very charming early 2000s sitcom Reba?
Reba McEntire, Reba.
Yes.
Yes, I think I saw 1 or 2 episodes.
Fantastic. So Netflix put it out in early May, and then it immediately skyrocketed to like the top 10 things watched on Netflix.
Is it nostalgic for people?
I think so. And also some people just didn't. Reba has a big following, right?
Yeah.
But also TikTok took the theme song from that show and blew it up. So that the theme song has had this.
What's the theme? How's it go?
A single mom who works too hard, who loves her kids and never stops. With gentle hands in the heart of a fighter. I'm a survivor. You did know it.
I've never heard that song before.
Oh. You've never heard the Reba theme song?
I can just do musical improv. I took a class.
After this, we're all going to listen to it and scream sing it together. So,
okay.
so that theme song, people love the theme song on social media. So TikTok and Instagram. So it had this like boom when it first got released to Netflix. And so Nick sat down to watch it just very casually one day, and then we got sucked in watching like 4 or 5 episodes in one sitting. And
I feel like I could do that with the Golden Girls, but is it funny like that?
Yes.
It is?
So it's definitely
I don't believe you.
a relic of its time. So it's premiered October 5th, 2001.
Are they talking about bootcut pants a lot?
There's a lot of bootcut jeans. So it's definitely, there's some like subtle misogyny, but at the same time, like Reba is very progressive. Like we just, so Joel is producing for us, and we just recorded the episodes for episode 1 and 2. We're doing 1 episode per episode of our podcast. And so episode 1, she makes a joke about like, how are we the only house in Texas that doesn't have a gun, right? Like,
how are we the only house in Texas that doesn't have a gun?
Exactly. That sounds more like Reba than me. And what was the other
joke? You do voiceover for your anime show.
And then there's this whole, so in the first episode, we find out that her teenage daughter is pregnant.
Oh, that does sound very Texas.
Very Texas. And then
in
episode 2, yes, abortion is never an option. Okay. But the high school goes to kick out the pregnant girl. And Reba goes to the principal's office like, hey, why don't you kick out the boys who got the girls that way, right? Like, It's taking this like stand on like being pregnant is not the responsibility of the woman alone. She, it's
It takes 2 to tango.
And basically, the principal was like, "Well,
and 3 to have someone hold the camera."
Jesus Christ! So keep an eye out for that. It's called I'm a Rewatcher.
I'm a
Rewatcher.
Oh, like Survivor.
Yeah, that.
Reba. Is her nickname or Reb Watcher?
She just goes by Reba.
So a Reb Watcher.
Sure.
The name of your podcast
is just Rewatcher.
Rewatcher. Okay, that's kind of like the Be Kind Rewind lady. Rewatcher. Yep. That's fun.
I'm a Rewatcher. Yeah.
Are you guys going to go episode by episode and break it down?
Yes.
Break it down.
Talk about our favorite things from each episode, the jokes, a synopsis of the episode, hoping that people will listen along as they do their rewatch of Reba is kind of the idea, and us pointing out some of the shenanigans. But we sat down and watched it. We made it all the way into season 2 before we reached out to Joel. Like, we were having so much fun watching it together and just like poking fun at it. The outfits are insane.
Are they?
Yeah.
Your boyfriend, besides having bedroom eyes,
he does have very sexy
very
eyes.
Funny.
He's very funny.
He's very funny.
He can reference movies and TV shows,
he has this
lyrics.
Insane ability to quote things.
He's like an encyclopedia with
movie
eyelashes.
and TV.
Big, long, sexy eyelashes.
On our first date, I did tell him I wanted to take his eyes out and put them in a jar.
Oh, you do know how to work the room.
I do. And look at us now. We live together.
Oh my gosh. My husband said the same thing to a friend of mine about her teeth. He's like, I want to saw your teeth out of your head and keep them. And I was like, whoa.
Yeah, one was cute.
Yeah, no, it came across.
One of those was cute. One of those.
Yeah. It was creepy. And he was like, whoa, that was weird. And she's like, yeah. It was hilarious.
Are you still friends with this woman?
Yeah, she was in my house last week. She came to visit. She's great.
We need to see a picture of her teeth.
Megan Pollard. She has the best teeth. Yeah. I'll send you a picture. She still has these great teeth.
Did you know that Nick likes to match his outfits to Matthew?
Oh, Matthew, you're dressing like twin boys?
Nick will wait till I'm dressed.
Oh,
and then go back into the bedroom in the closet and then change to match me.
That's lovely.
We met a couple of weeks ago to talk about the podcast, and so we went and had lunch together. And And so I got there just a few minutes earlier than them. And so what do I see walk in but these two little matching twins? And I was like, oh my God.
You got a pair of twinks.
They're both short shorts, like gym, what, probably like tank tops, something like that. Just
We had tank tops and short shorts on.
showing off those gams, showing off those muscles.
What was fun about that day was like actually, so we were almost late to that lunch with Joel because Nick was running late. And so I was already home, dressed, ready to go. And he was like, I got to shower before we go meet Joel. I'm like, you get in the shower, I'll pick out your outfit. And I picked out that day I did pick out the matching outfit.
Because you know what he wanted. You anticipated his needs.
I was like, if you had picked this out yourself, this is the outfit you would have picked because we do have
matching things. You guys shop together now?
No, we've never like bought matching clothes.
Well, he just bought a house. He doesn't have any disposable income.
No.
It's all going into fixing things. Home ownership.
I work at Starbucks, so I got no money. So
yeah.
No one's buying.
I remember,
you're a kept man?
Yeah.
So I said this on the last time you were on the podcast, but my mom was like, oh yeah, Matthew, the one with the tiny clothes.
The tiny
clothes.
That's me at the time.
You're wearing a lot today for you. You don't have your handlebars on.
I could roll these sleeves up a little bit.
Okay. You can give me a little taste? I'm wearing a pink dress on, so I'm trying to fight depression with pink.
I love that for you.
Thank you.
It is a cute dress.
I got a compliment at the grocery store.
Where's this dress
I'm not
from?
going to lie. It felt good. Rio. It's Farm Rio. It's a brand.
I don't know them.
That's okay. It's for girls.
Well, that's fine.
They don't make tiny, tiny shorts
Boys
for
can
gay
wear
men.
girls' clothes.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're going to start your podcast. That's really fun. Happy for you. I have on my list of things to talk about for fall's trends Halloween is around the corner.
Yes.
I know this is coming out in July, but if you, like I, sometimes plan to bedazzle something, you might need to start now.
Early.
Yeah, make sure you don't get caught unbedazzled.
Oh God.
And
I have been, and let me tell you, it was mortifying. Maybe the worst thing that's ever happened to me.
It's being caught unbedazzled.
Unbedazzled, yeah.
Well, your inner soul is going to have to sparkle through. Do you have an idea of what your Halloween costume is going to be this year? I have one for you if you don't have one.
I don't have one, and I'm ready for an idea.
And I might have stolen this from my friend's teenage daughter, but a lot of sexy ladies are going to go to Halloween this year as Dallas cowboy cheerleaders.
Oh, because of that show on Netflix.
Yes, I think you would look amazing in the outfit. You have the legs for it.
Probably would.
You would look amazing.
I need to do more crunches.
Oh, wah. You're fine. You're absolutely fine. I think you'd be so cute as a Dallas cowgirl.
And Nick could be a
cowboy. I keep wanting to call them cowgirls, but they're cowboy cheerleaders.
Because they're for the team. They're not.
It's very confusing.
Should Nick go as a
football player?
Football player?
No, he wants to dress like you. You know,
We're both gonna be cheerleaders. You're so right.
Yes.
Oh yeah, you would pull that outfit off. Both of you. This is
There's
how cropped is the crop top?
That's pretty cropped.
Is it like right under my tits?
It's
or?
like right under.
That's
you have to tie a knot on your chestal
they have like
area.
the knots tied. Yeah, and they have short shorts.
Yes,
very short shorts. Yeah, luckily we live in Georgia, so it won't be too cold. White cowboy boots with a big star on them, and then the top has like fringe that comes down off the top.
I could pull off this outfit. You're not wrong.
You could.
So that's one popular Halloween costume. Have you thought about what you want to dress up for Halloween?
No, that's so
far away.
I'm usually throwing together something last minute for Halloween.
My last big bedazzling experience was making a headdress as a Tutankhamun lady, like Nefertiti or Cleopatra, and I got a pigeon, fake pigeon, a dove. It was like for wedding decorations, a fake dove, and then I attached some angel wings to the side of it, spray painted the whole
double wings,
the wing
to
the side of the dove to make it look bigger, like an eagle, and then I attached all of that to a headband, and then I sprayed painted silver, and then I bedazzled the whole thing, and it was like a headdress, like a how that like those falcony headdresses. And that took like 6 months and I don't have fingerprints anymore from all of this.
The hot gluing.
Hot glue gunning. But it was worth it. It was worth it. And unfortunately over time it fell apart and I no longer have this costume.
I was going to say, I need to see. I used to run a show where I would frequently show up costumed. So I was buying costumes throughout the year for that. And then like when Halloween came around, I just like that like 80s little get up I wear every now and again, like the leotard and the leggings.
Yes.
I'm sure I've worn that to your house at some point.
You dress as Elaine Stritch to my house.
That was for a sketch comedy show. Yeah.
It's so great. So
like comedy used to get me costumes.
If people don't know who Elaine Stritch is, though, we talked about her earlier.
About her twice.
She would wear pantyhose and a shirt.
Pantyhose and a large white button down was her rehearsal outfit.
Zero pants.
No pants. And
no
heels.
Pants.
Little heels.
Would she wear underpants, or was her old lady hoo-ha? Because she was wearing this really late in life.
That's. I would imagine she still wore underpants. And maybe later in life, a diaper.
Yes, but no pants still.
And like a martini in one hand.
They were making a documentary about her when she passed.
I know.
Did you watch it?
No.
Did it come out?
The one that came out before she died, I did watch.
Okay. Documentary.
It was fantastic. And it was weird to see how much she still cared about her persona.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They captured some unflattering moments about her. But you also should watch her one-woman show called Elaine Stritch at Liberty.
Okay.
It is.
I think did she get
it's on HBO.
A Tony for that?
She won a Tony for it.
Yeah,
Yep.
I remember her getting that.
It is fantastic. And it's a musical review. And she's like 80-something when she's doing it and still singing and dancing. It was because that's where she got her start as a dancer.
Did she?
Yeah.
Wild. I have a clip that's going viral about Judy Garland. And Matthew made it for me.
That joke, you can hear me cackle in that video because I had not heard that joke before. And then in the back, you hear the punchline. It always takes me a minute, and then you hear me go, "Ah!"
Yes, it's the best though.
That's me.
When I'm on my deathbed, I've started thinking about this.
You want me to laugh by your side?
No, I'm just gonna listen to videos with you laughing in the background because it makes my heart happy. And watching our episodes cheers me up too.
My laugh is so distinct. Have you been to Dad's Garage before?
Yes.
To their main theater, their main
Yes.
stage. Yeah, it's big. Yeah, big auditorium seating. It was in late to a show, so the last seat was like front row, far, like right corner. I laughed at a joke, and then my phone buzzed, and my friend Hannah, who was apparently sitting like all the way on the other side, back row, top corner, was like, "I know you're here." I was like, "Yeah, it's me."
That's hilarious.
Yeah,
that's so cool.
My besties and I, we have this like standing brunch date on Saturday mornings. I recommend this for you, Amy.
I could use that.
It's every Saturday morning we go to the same brunch place, and it's at around the same time, and it's kind of like, if you can show up, you show up. If you can't, you don't. And sometimes you end up eating breakfast alone. But like, it's kind of
that's when I spiral.
It can be sometimes a surprise. It's like, oh, hey, we're here. Oh, and you brought another friend. Like, it's just kind of like this like open invitation brunch thing that we have.
Where do you meet?
I don't want to say for the people.
Oh.
However, in the last month, we have run into multiple celebrities there. I was sitting next to Josh Brolin for an hour before we realized it. Yeah.
That's exciting.
You must be in town filming something. So it was like,
is it at Serenby? That's where all the celebrities go.
No, it's not at Serenby. But I forgot what I was telling the story. What were we talking about right before that? My laugh. So one of the guys who works at a brunch I couldn't attend, he was like, "Yo, is your other friend coming?" And they were like, "No, Matthew's not here today." They're like, "Good. I'm scared of him." and
why?
They were like, "Why are you scared of Matthew? He's like a really nice guy." And he was like, "Because like he's got this laugh." It's like half pelican, half the Joker.
Oh, you have an evil laugh. Well, because you're enjoying. You know how like a villain loves to laugh, like Cruella de Vil.
Yes.
Right? They're always laughing. They're having the best time. Oh, I just saw the origin story of Cruella.
Oh, interesting. What is it?
It's on Disney.
They made a movie.
Oh,
called
the
Cruella.
movie with Emma Stone.
Yes, she's adorable in it.
She is endlessly adorable,
and it's like all stylized. Everything is a vintage
costumes
car.
were amazing.
Costumes. It was adorable. I had the best time watching it on the airplane.
Maybe I'll watch it.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't watched it, but the opening scene. The opening scene is like her parents getting attacked and pushed off a hill by Dalmatians.
Off a cliff. Yeah.
And that's why she
hates dogs. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
It's one of the stupidest.
It's reverse engineered hardcore.
Here's the thing. I was such a 101 Dalmatians fan as a kid. Mm-hmm. I used to dress up like a Dalmatian in kindergarten. And I wanted to be a dog.
Again.
But so just on that, I was like, I'm not gonna watch something where y'all try to,
make dogs rationalize.
Even if they're like, because I know that they didn't like changing completely, but they're just like, she wasn't always this way. It was like that woman wants to kill 100 puppies.
Did you watch the whole movie though?
I haven't seen all of it. I just saw the opening clip.
It's fake news. Like she's accused of doing it, but she's a dog lover and she has a dog. And
I don't know if we can retcon.
She makes friends with those Dalmatians in the end.
Yeah, good job.
And they made puppies, and she's the one who gives out the puppies to the main characters. I'm not going to ruin it for people, but
no, that's bullshit.
Agreed.
Yeah. I know.
Let villains be mean.
I know, but they had to do something for Emma Stone. She's so cute.
She's so adorable.
I have an idea for your Halloween costume.
Cruella de Vil.
No.
And Joel comes as a Dalmatian.
Don't steal my thunder. I'm going to do that.
I'll come. You do Cruella de Vil. Nick can be one of your little thugs. The thugs. I'll come dress up as the Dalmatian.
That sounds fun.
You could do Reba.
What were the?
Okay.
in the movie version, it's the guy who plays House, the British actor.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, he's one of the henchmen. They have names, and I used to know them.
Oh, okay. Well, do you want to be Reba for Halloween? You and Nick could both dress up as different styles of Reba, and you could use it to promote your podcast.
We talked about like dressing up as
Jasper and Horace.
Jasper and Horace, that's right. We talked about being other characters from Reba too. Like there's the pregnant teenage daughter, her football player boyfriend or husband. They get married in the first episode at 17. A Barbara Jean.
I think you should both be Reba, a different genre, like different in
I'll be fancy Reba in a red dress.
She did South Pacific. Reba,
she did,
and she's like, "Sons of like it's just this, like her accent was so strong.
Her accent is so thick.
It's so thick in there. Yay, low. Like she really like
gonna wash that man
out of my hair. Hard R. Yeah, her accent was so.
Love
and
Reba,
that's the lady. That lady's supposed to be from Oklahoma, I think, or.
Really?
The
I haven't
main
seen
character.
South Pacific in a million years.
I know.
I want to see.
It's about
didn't
racism.
she also do Annie Get Your Gun?
Is that what it was? I thought it was South Pacific.
Oh, I was saying maybe she did both.
Maybe she did both.
I think now that I'm thinking about it, she did Annie Get Your Gun.
That's and I bet she did. Like, is she from Texas?
I think she is she's either from Texas or Oklahoma. Where's Reba from?
There's a kind of accent where it just turns into a whole thing.
It's just so thick.
Your mouth gets real busy. It's
Oklahoma.
She's from Oklahoma, yeah. The show Reba takes place in just outside Houston.
Outside Houston? Okay.
And the whole thing is like they're from Texas.
Texas isn't going to have air conditioning anymore because of their electrical problems.
They
privatized it.
Yeah, their own electric grid. My mom worked for the power company, and so there's the Western grid and the Eastern grid, and then there's also Texas. Their own grid. And that's why
it's a smart idea. It's all worked out great.
It's all worked out famously.
No problems.
Ask Ted Cruz about it.
Freezing during the winter
because they didn't weatherize them.
Yes,
famously.
Yeah.
All right. So okay, I don't mean to interrupt, but I'm supposed to keep this train going. And
Amy doesn't like when Joel and I get political.
Amy doesn't. It's just that we're talking to each other. Amy's like, "This is me, my show.
This is my time. I'm an only child.
Yeah.
Needs to be about me." I wanted to talk about family ghost stories.
Yes, you texted me about this before the show. I don't have any family ghost stories, but I understand you have one.
So your mom
to share.
died and just fully left you?
Just.
Oh my gosh, that's rude. She ghosted you.
She said, "I'm going out for cigarettes."
Really
I'm going out for cigarettes. I'm going up for cigarettes. I was in the car yesterday listening to the story of this lady who got struck by lightning.
Oh.
And then she was with her young children in the parking lot of a synagogue. She got it was a rainstorm. They were trying to get into the synagogue for a service. And she saw her older son come get the younger son, there's two, and go into the synagogue. She followed them, and the children are crying, and they find somebody, and they're like, "We need a doctor." And it's synagogue, so like 40 guys stand up. And like she's like, why are they not paying attention to me? Like she was trying to talk to the kids and the adults, and then she looks outside the window and she sees her body on the ground, and she's been struck by lightning. Mm-hmm. She's outside her body, and I have goose pimples. Then she sees a light. She goes towards the light because she's curious, and she sits on a bench in kind of a it's almost heaven, but not all the way heaven. And she hears the voice of her grandfather. And then she gets what she called a download from God of how everything works. And like it was just all of a sudden, all this knowing. He told her.
5G is wild.
What's that?
5G is wild.
5G is wild. It was all from the vaccine and it was the
also
implant.
To note, she did just get vaccinated right before this.
Yes.
Right. She got struck by lightning and met God. Thanks, vaccine.
And then, thanks, vaccine. And then, like, he told her who was going to win the next election and who was going to win the next Super Bowl. And she's like, I don't care about this. He's like, I just want you to know so you can remember the experience you had while you were here. It was decided that it wasn't her time to go and she needed to go back to Earth. And he's got her ready for, like, you're actually going to go through a divorce, but you're going to have another baby. You're going to have a girl. She's already picked you. The soul's already picked you. So she comes back, does all that. And that was very, like, just fun to hear about because this woman was, like, she was a lawyer. Like, she was, like, and also, like, I don't think Jewish people are very, like, your soul on the other side. I think they're more practical. And so she all of a sudden became very spiritual. And so I have a new family ghost story that I got to add to my list of family ghost stories because my mom was very sick and had to have a surgery that was scary. And I, of course, went to visit her and I got a turkey sandwich because I have a turkey sandwich.
Amy's comfort food.
My comfort food is turkey sandwiches. I talk about it in every episode, I think. And I got one from Aunt Cookie's, the best place. And I ate half of it and I saved the other half for my meal the next day in the fridge. And we came home from the hospital with my dad and I'm looking in the refrigerator for my turkey sandwich. I cannot find it. And I'm like, it's a very limited refrigerator because my parents don't cook or eat vegetables or fruit. It was just all bottles of water and Ensure. I was so hungry. And then he and I go through I look through it, pull everything out, can't find it. Dad, can you find it? He comes through, looks like, yeah, I remember you putting it in here. He goes through everything. He cannot find it. An hour later, I'm starving. I'm like, it has to be in there. I pull everything out again. It's not in there. He's like, I don't know what happened to it. We're looking on top of the fridge in the freezer, like maybe in a moment of blur. The next morning, my dad's like, Amy, come here. We open up the refrigerator door. It's right there on top of this box. Like it had been there the whole time. And he's like, it's still cold. Like what? Where was it? Where did it go?
Is your dad just pranking you?
No, because he was like, I think it's my mom because she used to put her purse in the refrigerator because she had a lot on her mind. Okay. And she probably was perimenopausal. Brain fog is for reals. And she would like go to leave the house like, oh, I can't find my purse. And it would be in the refrigerator.
I put weird things in the refrigerator or put things that's supposed to be in the refrigerator in like a cabinet.
Yes.
Yeah,
well, my son put the ice cream in the refrigerator instead of the freezer.
Oh no.
Bless his heart. Okay.
But on pranking, my dad got into a smoothie phase when I was living at home during COVID.
Uh-huh.
And he would like one at a time pick out his ingredients from the fridge and the freezer. He's like, okay, I need milk. And he'd take it out and put it on the counter behind him. And then he would turn back to the fridge to pick out his next ingredient. And I would take the milk and put it under the counter. And then he would be like, I want frozen blueberries. And he'd go into the freezer and get the frozen blueberries and put them on the counter.
Matthew.
And then turn back around to pick something else. And I'd take the frozen blueberries and put them under the counter.
No, Matthew! He's going to think he has dementia. Don't do this to older people. It's because that's what we're doing to ourselves. Okay? We're playing little pranks on ourselves already. Like I leave my phone in the weirdest. I thought I lost my phone leaving a gig on Thursday. Went back into the closed theater. Had to look everywhere. I'm like, my phone's gone. I come back to the car. It's sitting on the seat. It had just fallen out of my jacket onto the seat. And I'm like, oh, here. Hello, dementia.
When you finally upgrade to your iPhone,
I'm supposed to buy one a day.
Apple Watch, and then you can just ping your phone, find out where you left it. That's the most used function on my Apple Watch is where is my phone at right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did that woman accurately?
Yes. The football people and the president. Yes.
The Super Bowl.
Yeah. And then she started having night terrors because she would see plane crashes and then she would find out like it would tell her the number and then the plane would crash.
She get like the lottery numbers instead of like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, come on.
She was already a lawyer. She probably had a good.
Wait, and did she have a daughter?
She did. She had to go through a divorce and she got a daughter and she's.
So this is pretty convenient. So okay, how long after did that happened to her was she telling this story?
Oh, it happened in the 80s, and she was telling it this year.
Pretty convenient that all of those things.
Joel's very skeptical.
Yes, you can be skeptical, but this is my favorite part. So out of like the 40 guys who stood up who were all doctors, one of them was the expert in electrocution at the local hospital. And he's like, I'm going to, if you're okay with it, see you here, because if we go to the hospital, they're just going to make me go over there. They're going to call me. And she had like a burn, like when she came to, she had a burn on her hand from where she was holding an umbrella. Mm-hmm. And she had burns on her feet where the lightning bolt went through her.
Yeah.
Lightning's crazy. Yeah.
Terrifying.
But I just love that like all
Making
the doctors
me remember
were there.
Last time we were all at Amy's pool swimming, it started with thunder and lightning. And you know who stayed in the pool? Oh! This guy.
Matthew.
Not afraid. Come and get me.
I wonder if it's attracted to water or if it's more attracted to metal, but it travels quickly through water. This is what happens.
It travels quickly through water. You've got a large surface area that could be struck.
So
and it's going to travel through.
It wants to go from metal to metal. It wants to ground.
It wants to ground.
So horses have a horrible time with lightning because they have metal on their feet when they have shoes. And so a lightning bolt can go into a tree nearby, travel through the soil, and then come up into their hooves and electrocute them. Oh. That's why if you're supposed to get off your horse if it's electrocuting outside, because it'll go through the horse and into you. Ugh. Ugh. Boo, sadness.
Short distances, but also elevates you. It usually goes for the highest point.
Highest metally point.
Yeah.
So
if
actually,
you're up on a... Also, if you're ever outside and your hair starts to get real staticky, that's a sign that you are in a...
chargy area.
There's ions in the air that make it more likely
Sparky.
To strike where you're at.
Yikes, Aroni. Okay, I want to talk about something happy.
Okay. I mean, I think getting electrocuted and dying is happy.
No,
but...
Matthew English. I love you so much. Are you okay?
I'm doing great.
Okay. Cada tiempo. I
love every time you come on. You're like, I brought my friend Matthew on to be like, are you going to kill yourself?
How are we feeling on a scale of 1 to womp womp?
one to already digging my own grave.
A scale of 1 to ruining my Christmas with your death.
It is the scary time of year for me because I do joke all the time about wanting to die on my birthday, and my birthday's right around the corner.
Are you going to celebrate this year?
Because it would save money on the engraving cost. 1 date, 2 years.
Ooh.
I know.
Oh my gosh, Matthew.
I am going to celebrate this year. It'll be my first birthday party in 8 years. We have to plan something. I don't know what I want to do.
Wonderful. Can I help? I can be
yes,
helpful.
I would love to help.
I would love to celebrate because the last couple of years, you're like, I don't want to do anything. Don't do anything.
No, I kept having traumatic, horrible things happen on my birthday, so I stopped celebrating.
But now you have a sexy boyfriend.
With bedroom eyes.
Yeah. And a podcast coming up.
Yeah.
Things to look forward to.
Can't kill yourself. You got a podcast coming up.
I got 6 seasons of Reba I got to get through.
Then.
You know what?
Then.
It's all you need is something to look forward to.
That's true.
Julia Louis-Dreyfus, did I say that right? Said that. She's like, all you need is something on your calendar you're looking forward to. And then when you do that, put something else on the calendar you're looking forward to, and you just do that years and years and years until you don't make it to one of the things. I was worried. I was thinking about.
I'm excited about swimming in a pool during a lightning storm.
Oh my gosh, Matthew English. Jiminy Cripets. I was thinking about how I'm worried about dying because around the holidays, I don't want to ruin the holidays.
But
for my children. But my birthday is Christmas Eve, and I make a big freaking deal about it. So I already am going to ruin it for them because they'll be like, "This is the night when Mom would usually have a big party."
Did you guys ever see the movie Gremlins?
Yes.
I've never seen it.
Oh, and her father died on Christmas.
So
yes.
There's this wild, and it doesn't even come up enough after they told this story to make it worth it. But so the love interest in it is like she hates Christmas, and then finally reveals during like the downtime of later in the movie that her dad.
Oh, yeah.
Went missing.
Yeah.
And then they found out that he died a few days after Christmas because he wanted to go up and climb down the chimney and put presents there, and he fell and broke his neck immediately. And so they didn't know where their dad was, thought he ran away on Christmas, and then a few days later they're like, there's this terrible smell. And then they found him there. And it's so bizarre It's so weird in the movie.
Yeah.
And it never comes back in any way.
You've got to bring that back up.
Enough to where you're like, why was this in the movie? And there's even like, we looked it up because Rachel and I watched it last holidays because I hadn't seen it in a while and I don't think she'd ever seen it. And it was just like, why did you do this? And it doesn't come up later. There's no like, oh, well, you overcame something and then now like there's something to look for.
No.
It's just this thing. And there's even a bit in like where there's interviews where like the producer's like, you have to take this out. The director was like, no, I like this scene. I want it in. And it was like some weird deciding vote by Steven Spielberg who produced it. It was like, yeah, you can keep it in.
Dude.
But it's so depressing. It has no bearing on the rest of the movie. And you're just like
it's already scary with all those guys turning into monsters and eating everybody.
Rather than super fun outside of that weird, morbid,
weird,
like
sad.
Yeah, someone was going for the Oscar or something. Like, let's make it deep.
Let's give it some depth. My dad had a heart attack on my birthday.
What?
My mom one time. So after multiple years of bad things happening on my birthday, they actually hid from me something bad that happened on my birthday. Told me about 3 days later, but my mom. Like her cancer coming back, she got the call on my
your
birthday. But they didn't tell me till 3 days later.
That's nice.
But I was like,
"No,
have you known about this for 3 days?" And she's like, "Yeah."
She did the right thing as a mother.
Yeah. They were trying to save my birthday for me.
Yeah.
So, but that was
Let's reclaim your birthday with your bedroom eyes. That's what the theme. The theme is bedroom eyes.
Oh,
and everyone comes in jammies.
Yes.
Okay, let's do it.
Slumber party. I think my birthday's on a Saturday.
That's a different turn than I thought.
Silky. Okay. Have you ever seen Down with Love?
Down with that's a song. Love with flowers and mist and June. Do you know that song?
I don't know. No.
Okay.
But it's a rom-com starring Renee Zellweger and Ewan McGregor. And she has this long, flowy silk fringe, like fur-lined or fur-trimmed bathrobe that she like cascades down a staircase once.
Okay.
That's what I'll be wearing on my birthday.
Okay.
We're having a sexy slumber party.
Sexy slumber party. Yes. Everyone bring your bedroom eyes.
Yeah, bring bedroom eyes.
That's what I thought. When you said bedroom eyes, I was like, oh, you just guys, you could do an orgy.
Oh, you're right. We should have an orgy for my
That
birthday.
sounds like too much work.
The waxing.
I feel like the kind of orgy that Matthew and his boyfriend would have, you'll be providing snacks for.
She'll be like passing out Gatorades.
Oh my gosh. Who is it?
Who needs some poppers?
There's a lady comedian who has a joke about like just holding the hummus tray. Oh, at the orgy. I know it's on the top of my. She's from Maine. She's dating this guy named Dustin. Lena. Okay, I'll remember it later.
Joel's Googling now. I hear him furiously
My
typing.
cognitive is not functioning. Okay, yeah, sexy slumber party.
Okay,
something I want to look forward to. So I think I can convince my husband to have
another baby.
Oh, you take those words out of your mouth. I'm gonna slap you like we're at the.
Sorry, I'm bad at guessing.
Emmys, Oscars. A tuxedo, a fancy ball for our 25th wedding anniversary, and everyone has to dress up in tuxedos.
Oh, that's fun.
I think that would be fun. Life affirming.
Black tie.
Life affirming.
Is that the next anniversary, or is that?
Yeah. Well, the 24th anniversary is this August, so it'll be next year, and we probably would do it in the fall, so we can do it outside again.
When is your wedding anniversary?
That's a great question, Matthew English. Right on the spot here. August 12th. Yeah, I think my parents are the 11th and I'm the 12th. Yeah, I'm going to go with 12th for the win.
Let's bring in Kenton.
Yeah, Kenton come in.
He would know. He does numbers. I think it's
Nick knows all our dates.
I can't do dates. Something to look forward to is dressing up for a party. That's always a good time. Some people like to look forward to trips and vacations. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Some people look forward to brunch on Saturdays.
I do love my Saturday brunches.
Some people look forward to their pap smear because it just feels nice to be touched. Matthew, have you had
cold metal? No, I have not had my pap smear this year.
When's the last time you had a speculum?
Who said that you need to have a pap smear to have a speculum in you?
Yeah, but recreationally.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
A medically necessary speculum in me. It's been a long time. Recreational speculum.
But in dog years. No, just kidding. Okay. That was all the things I had to talk about. Did you have anything else?
Let me see what else you have on here.
Well,
back to school. Oh, we talked about.
Oh, you're supposed to talk about the medium that your mom talked to.
Oh, yeah. Because you asked me if I had ghost stories. I said no, but I have a medium story. My mom.
You do your medium stories, and I'll do mine.
My mom was firmly not a believer in psychics or anything like that.
She was also a lawyer.
She was, a late in life lawyer though. She went to law school later. And look what happened. Yeah. Psychic didn't tell her that was coming. No, because it was years before. I was an infant, and but the neighbor next door had the psychic that she saw like once a week, and she bought my mom a visit with the psychic.
Okay, and that's a fun gift.
My mom was like, "Fine, I'll go." Right, and my mom went in very.
Fine, I'll go.
And this lady whipped out a bunch of stuff. She said, like, you have a guardian angel. But
did they say who it was, or is it just...
Yes. Okay. Well, but that's the thing. She didn't say, like, who exactly she was. I don't think she said who exactly it was. She's like, it's a man. Maybe she did. She ultimately figured out, my mom was like, oh, that's my dad. It was her father who had recently passed away. She's like, it's someone who's, I think that the psychic was like, it's someone who's recently passed away. He doesn't want to go. He still thinks that you need his guidance. But there's a man trying to take him to the beyond, a man with a bunch of liquor and a name that's important to you. And that's all the psychic could tell my mom, was that essentially her father was not moving on because she thought he needed him there. And that there was some alcoholic man with a name that's important to my mother.
Jimmy Walker.
Trying to bring him on. So we cut to, my mom.
Bob Evans.
She does a bunch of these little tidbits that are like half filled in. And my mom goes to my grandmother and gets the full story.
This is exciting. I'm excited.
Before my mom was born, my grandfather had a best friend who died of alcoholism.
Yeah.
Whose name was Lauren, Loren. A very uncommon spelling of the name. That is also my father's name. So that was weird. Told my mom she was going to have 3 kids. My mom did end up having, at that time she only had 2. She thought she was done. Had a third. Explained that that my sister and I had been her children in past lives, that my sister was, though, like a very young soul, that I was an old soul, which explained that I was very much like my sister was like, like new things as a baby. And I was always like, yeah, whatever.
Smoking a cigarette.
Yeah, just like smoking a cigarette, drinking a coffee, like a fucking rattle.
What are we even doing here?
What are we doing?
What are we doing here?
That's why you're ready to kill yourself. You've already done all
I've done it all. I'm bored.
Do you the Long Island medium.
Oh, Teresa Caputo.
Yes, Teresa.
I'm Teresa Caputo.
Teresa Caputo with the hair and the nails. She said that she was revealed in one of her past life regressions that this is her last incarnation.
Oh God. Bye, Teresa.
Which because she's been back to the United States, to this realm so much in her journey as a soul, and this was the last one, and maybe one of the reasons why she's so good at with her reading energy, because it's like old hat for her now.
God, I hope this is my last time.
Oh my God, Matthew.
So tired.
Gosh. And so her deal with energy or God was that she would use her gift only to help people find peace on this plane about their loved ones departing. Because a lot of time people feel guilty, or we could have done something different to help the person live longer or whatevs. And she says, like, there's pockets of time when your soul can transition, and that's why like you're like something stupid and you die, versus I can't believe they lived through that crazy car accident and they're fine. Yeah. And so it's like not your time versus your time, which kind of makes me feel a little bit more like, oh, good, less anxiety about things. But so she said that her soul, this is her last time here. And do you feel like I've been told, like, if you're more spiritual, you miss the other side because it's easier. You don't feel. The lady who had the near-death experience, she said to be back in your human body is exhausting. You feel it's like you're in sludge, and it's painful, and the other side is just absolute unconditional love, and it feels amazing. Don't die, Matthew.
You're making it sound real good over there.
But so so Teresa said with her Jesus, Matthew. Teresa said with her gift, she made the deal with her God or whatever, that she will only use it to help people find peace. and someone came into her. She does like these big theaters full of thousands of people, and she's saw this woman who had two black dark entities around her, and she's like, have you been using a Ouija board? And the woman was like, yeah. And it's like the black and dark entities tried to attach to Teresa, and Teresa's like, no. And the woman's like, yeah, I know I shouldn't do it, but these things were attached to her that came through from the other side. So don't use a Ouija board.
I want a Ouija board.
You don't own a Ouija board?
I gotta talk to my mom.
You gotta talk to your mom. Have you thought about going to a psychic to reach out to her? It's too soon, too fresh, too owie.
I'm very, just like my mom was going into the medium, skeptical.
You're skeptical.
You're a believer.
I am, because I've had all these wild experiences. I lived in Boulder, Colorado, and I went to a medium because my friend's dad died, and he went and said it was amazing. There was no way this woman could have known about, and we talked about it, and it felt good. So for funsies, I made an appointment. My mom and I went together, and my mom is a lawyer, and she does not suffer fools. So I got nervous. She was going to be like, this is bullshit. But we went in, and it was weird. Because you think you're going to go to a woman wearing a headscarf and having a little crystal ball on her table.
If it's not Oda Mae from Ghost, Whoopi Goldberg, I don't want it.
It was this woman in the suburbs in a cookie cutter house with just rooms to go, furniture. Like, she was this like middle-aged blonde lady. It looked like we were gonna like, oh, we're here for the bake sale. It wasn't like, can we talk to dead people here? And she connected with my grandfather that I never met on my mom's dad, and she knew things about him there's no way she could have known. And my mom, she's like, your dad's leaving you feathers to show that he's thinking about you. And my mom's like, yes, I know. I'm like, what? Like, you didn't think to tell me that on the 30-minute car ride here? Like, what? And then the lady was like, your dad says you have to start cooking for yourself or else your health will never be in alignment. And my mom's like, that's not going to happen. So
no, not happening.
Like, I'm microwaving food all the way into my grave. So that was, it was very interesting. And then I moved to Atlanta, and I moved into this street next to Piedmont Park, and there was other moms on the street, and one of them, she's like, Amy, tell your husband to watch your kids on Thursday night. We're taking you somewhere. And I was like, okay, let me get in your van. And we went to Jamie Butler's her name. This is one of the moms on our street. Like, she's just like a mom. She was like, we're hanging out at the pool, and then we go, and she's a medium, and she channels people, and we went to one of her channelings. And it was this room full of people asking her questions. And a lot of it was like, is my husband cheating on me? And she'd be like checking in, like, emotionally, yes, but not physically yet. Like, she had like,
yet.
Yeah. It was wild. It was really wild. Fun. Yeah.
Maybe I'll go.
She's expensive. But she's great. She offers classes where you can learn how to do it yourself. I started taking classes with my friend Aki for being a spiritual medium, but you have to meditate like a lot, and it's very like, are we doing this again today? And so I stopped doing it.
Trapped alone with your own thoughts.
And I decided I want to participate in this realm. Like, if you're meditating and you're always feeling other energies, you're like, but you're not really paying attention to what's happening in politics or whatever. How are you gonna have a podcast when you're just thinking about energies?
An energy podcast.
So I think it might be, I have a list of people I can give to you. This is what we should do, Matthew. You should meet with some mediums, maybe a couple different ones, and then come back on the pod in a couple months and tell us what happened.
Oh gosh, for the fall episode, we'll do a spooky episode.
This is the fall episode.
This is the summer episode.
This is summer.
No,
it's
summer's over.
But
you're done with summer, but the rest of us aren't.
We'll come back in a couple of months for like the late fall, early winter.
The spooky update. Episode. I want a spooky episode.
Oh, okay. Let's do it. Let's do it around October then.
Can we?
Halloween-y time.
Okay.
Let's
Halloween episode.
Can we do a Halloween episode together?
Yeah.
And you talk
I'm
about.
As Cruella de Vil.
Mm-hmm. I'm really excited about you coming back and talking about what the spiritual medium said. And you can't talk to me about it all beforehand, so don't spill the beans.
I won't.
Okay. Maybe the pod will sponsor it. Yeah, because we're making content.
Oh God.
This is gonna be great. I'm really excited.
I'm gonna bring Joel with me and film it.
You can see if the lady will let you. Usually they do it now over the phone. Because since Zoom became a thing, you don't have to meet in person. But
I want to meet in person.
Yeah, I feel like they can't.
That's a requirement for me.
Okay, we can try.
I'll find someone. Don't you worry.
Well, make sure it's a good one. Okay.
Are you hating on?
I just don't know how you Google. All right. Thank you so much for coming to the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
When are you performing? When and where are you performing?
I have a show. The only thing, I've got a bunch of weird stuff. I've got things already for October, November.
Really? Where?
Nashville in October.
Really? Where?
At Zanies.
You're at Zanies
Comedy
in October.
Club in October. In the they've got a secondary space inside Zanies, not the main room.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
So I'll be at Zanies, and I don't remember the name of the secondary space. Sorry.
It's okay.
On October 17th, it's a Thursday, for a queer
comedy
type show. Yes. So
okay.
I'll be there.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, it'll be fun. And then in Atlanta, August 31st, I know I'm booked. It's a Don't Tell comedy. It's Don't Tell Virginia Highlands. I know the venue, but you're not allowed to know the venue. And then I think that's all I have off the top of my head.
That's pretty good. I'm doing a bunch of Moms Unhinged shows in September. And it's like Fort Worth, Austin, Nashville, Athens, Atlanta. Yeah, 5 shows in September. I'm super excited. All of them are on my Linktree, which you can get in my bio. And those Mom Unhinged shows are so much fun. They're like just the best audiences. They're there to giggle and have fun and let their hair down. And it's a hoot and a holler, a half. So much fun. I love you, Matthew English.
I love you too, Amy Brown.
Thank you for coming back to my podcast all the time. And
of course.
Being a friend that I can be all of my emotions with, not just the
Her eyes are, in fact,
my eyes
up.
are tearing up. I was crying this morning, and my husband said, "Watching you cry is like watching a puppy cry." It's like it doesn't know why it's sad.
But it killed Cruella. Cruella's parents. We're gonna watch it.
Oh, all right. Music's playing. I love you.
Bye. Love you.